Our final guest on this show is Linda Masters. She's from the Baxter Bulletin, and you're in charge of the food section of the paper.
That's right.
Right?
I'm the food editor.
And we were talking earlier about you came on last. You've been on several times this year, but you came on last year about this time talking about the most popular foods for 2010, and you're going to revisit that now.
Well, you just thought I was.
Oh, I like that you just thought I was.
Actually, when Judy called me, she wanted to kind of tie what I was going to talk about with what Ruth Ann talked about, which was, and Ruth Ann talked about healthy eating, so I'm here to talk about healthy cooking.
Oh,
good.
And the January 5th Baxter Bulletin food feature, which I have here, has some healthy recipes and a whole number of healthy cooking tips. And I do agree with Ruth Ann, because what most people do is the new year comes, they've gained a little weight, or they are thinking about their bathing suit for the summer and thinking, I got to lose 40 pounds, and they set this huge goal and they try to cut out sugar and they try to cut out carbs and
exist on 1,000 calories a day or something. You're like, no.
And lessen their calorie intake, and it's so overwhelming that they fail. You know, so my suggestion is to just do baby steps. Take recipes that your family already likes to eat and see if you can't make them a little more healthy. Take the butter out, put olive oil in. Use canned tomatoes instead of fresh tomatoes. Did you know that canned tomatoes have a considerably more lycopene and antioxidants to help fight cancer and for your heart health are much more prevalent in canned tomatoes. So especially during the winter, this is a great time to use canned tomatoes when you can't get, you know, really good fresh ones. Numbers of things that you can do like that. Figure out a few desserts that aren't as offensive as eating a huge piece of cheesecake. You know, just some little things that you can do and integrate into your diet. And then you can gradually, in a few weeks, do a few more things, and pretty soon you're on the way to, you know, a more healthy lifestyle. And as our food feature says, new year, new food, new body.
Well, when you get used to, you always encourage people, and I say, when you get used to eating healthier, you don't crave some of that other stuff. I mean, I can still go and get a big greasy cheeseburger and it tastes good, but I don't do that. When you get used to steaming your vegetables, eating brown rice, and, you know, oven frying chicken or oven fry. So I never fry potatoes. That's just something that never happens. But I put them in a bag with some olive oil and some rosemary, shake them up, then put them on a baking sheet and stick them in the oven. And they're just as crispy, just as crunchy, and they've not been fried.
And another thing you need to do is you need to learn to read labels. And you need to get out your dictionary or check on the internet and find out what all those big, long chemical words are that you can't pronounce and don't understand. Just as an example, a recipe that I had been really fond of called for fat-free half and half. And I thought, well, isn't that great? Fat-free half and half.
There's no such thing.
You know, and then I started looking at the label. Well, there was milk in it, and there was also, the second ingredient was fructose, which is another word for sugar. So it had a lot of sugar in it, and then it had a whole long list of unpronounceable chemical names, and I'm looking at that and I'm thinking, you know, do I really want to put this in my body, or do I want to just use a smaller amount of regular cream that all it says on the label is cream?
Well, those labels will confuse you a lot of times, like you say, fat-free or sugar-free or those type of things. We talked about me being diabetic earlier, and sugar-free things have mannitol in it.
Yes.
And it goes through your system very quickly because it's not really supposed to be in your system.
That's right, and it's not a natural product.
It's not a natural thing to begin with. So you know, it's better just to be moderate in what you do and try to have some kind of balance.
Exactly.
Right?
And if you do see fat-free, low-fat, sugar-free, take time to turn the product around and read what the ingredients are on the label, because you will be surprised.
Well, people also tend to think, oh, I can eat more of these.
Exactly.
And so they eat. what did I see one time about people who drink diet soda pop actually gain weight because they look like a cheeseburger and fries? Oh, I can have this big double cheeseburger, so I'm drinking a diet, Diet Coke with it.
And a huge one.
Yeah. But speaking of labels, is it national that meat has to start being labeled as of January 1st? Was that just that's nationwide?
That was part of the healthier eating bill that I think just got passed in the last few days.
Yeah, because I've heard that on the news that they were, because some states I know require extensive labeling, but I heard that your meat products you buy will have to have a nutrition label on raw meat.
One thing a lot of people don't know is many meat products are injected with a saline solution. For one thing, it makes them plump up and it makes it look nicer in the meat.
You mean after the meat has been cut? Oh, really?
Yeah. You read the label and
it also has preservatives in it, which make it last longer. I have a lot of food allergies, and one of the things I'm really allergic to is a lot of the food preservatives. So I've been a label reader for a long time, and I have to be really, really careful to find out what's in something before I consume it. And you have to learn where you can shop that your meat is just the meat and not injected with all this stuff to make it look better and last longer.
Yeah, make it redder.
And make it redder, make it more appealing.
And all that kind of stuff.
And make it weigh more so you're not getting as much meat when you pay for it.
But they have to say that on there because it will say injected with 15% something fillers and all that.
You're going to be having more articles on healthier
Yes,
food?
we'll be doing stuff from time to time. This is available online at www.baxterbulletin.com. And you can always give me a call at the Bulletin. In the newsroom, and if you have a question, I get cooking calls all the time.
Do you get suggestions from
readers? I get suggestions from readers. Ruth Ann was asking me where I come up with all my ideas, and a lot of them are from readers. I get email. You can email me at lmasters@baxterbulletin.com if you have a question or an idea. I love to hear from. I love reader input.
I do too. I like the input.
Yeah. So I'll have to come back another day and talk about.
I want to know about the food trend.
He wants the food trend, so there are all kinds of healthier products. Like when Ruth Ann said, eating healthier has become much more mainstream, and it's easier to find a lot of gluten-free products that used to weren't around. You have a lot more products that are friendlier for diabetics and stuff. But what are your if somebody's sitting there at home, give me the big 3 things that we can do to start us off the right direction. Olive oil instead of butter?
Okay. I would say add vegetables to your diet. Sneak them in the meatloaf if you have to. I used to put chopped spinach in my meatloaf, and my kids loved it and didn't know they were eating spinach, that kind of thing.
Okay.
Drink water.
Okay.
Drink lots of water and replace all the soda pop that you're drinking with water.
Yeah.
There's nothing better for your body than water. And read labels.
Read labels. Okay.
So know what you're eating.
Read labels, drink water,
and add vegetables.
Add vegetables. I can do that. Yeah.
Linda, thanks so much for being here. Start out slow.
Start out slow.
And try to change your habits from bad to good.
Gradually.
Not overnight. Get away from those fad diets. And
I'll come back with some food trends.
Okay. He's dying for the food trends.
I know he is.
Call Judy and book your next thing. Okay. We've got to do the food trends.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll have her to do that. Thanks so much, Linda.
You're welcome.
Have a
Glad
great
to be
New
here.
Year.
Yeah.
And we want to thank all the guests who've been on the show today, and thank you for sticking with us. We've been doing this for 7 years. Not you personally.
No, to me a couple.
A couple more.
A couple.
But we're coming up on our anniversary pretty soon.
This summer, Dan.
Yeah.
I'll have to call Betty see if you know when your anniversary is.
I have no clue.
Yeah, no clue. Our anniversary's in July.
I just exist from day to day.
Yeah. Actually, it's in June.
June the 7th is when I was married. So
that's probably about the time our anniversary is, too. So you kind of try to keep it together because it was right before 4th of July when I came on, I remember.
Okay.
Yeah. It's good to be back, folks. We're glad you're here, too.
And we'll see you again next time.
Yeah. Bye.